The world is noisy. It is full of opinions and expectations. It tells us who we should be, what we should want, how we should look. Amid all this noise, it's easy to lose the sound of our own voice. We start to believe that our worth is something to be earned, a reward for getting it all right. We hustle for our worthiness, we perform, we perfect, and we please. But what if I told you that the most important love story you will ever be a part of is the one you have with yourself? This relationship is the foundation upon which all others are built. It is the bedrock of your happiness, your resilience, and your ability to connect with others in a meaningful way. Love is not a finite resource. It is not a pie that gets smaller with every piece we give away. In fact, the opposite is true. The more love we cultivate for ourselves, the more we have to offer the world. When we are rooted in self-love, we are no longer dependent on external validation to feel whole. We can show up in our lives with more courage and authenticity. We can set boundaries, speak our truth, and make choices that honor our well-being. Loving ourselves is not selfish. It is the most generous thing we can do for those around us. It is the starting point for a life lived with open hands and an open heart, a life of true belonging. Think about it. We are taught to be kind to others, to be compassionate, to offer a helping hand. But how often do we extend that same grace to ourselves? We are often our own harshest critics. We replay our mistakes on a loop, magnify our flaws, and whisper words of shame in our own ears. This internal dialogue shapes our reality. Choosing self-love is choosing to rewrite that script. It is a conscious decision to become our own staunchest ally, our own most gentle friend. It is a quiet revolution that begins within, a commitment to honoring the person we are right now. This journey is not about becoming perfect. It is about embracing our imperfections. It is about understanding that we are worthy of love and belonging, not in spite of our flaws, but because of them. Our vulnerabilities, our quirks, our messy, beautiful stories, these are the things that make us human. Learning to love ourselves unconditionally is about learning to love our whole selves. It is about daring to believe that we are enough, just as we are. This is not a quick fix or a one-time decision. It is a practice, a daily return to the truth of our own worthiness. Unconditional self-love is a powerful concept. Many of us are carrying heavy bags filled with past mistakes, regrets, perceived failures. But shame is not a motivator for positive change. It is a prison. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door. It is not about forgetting what happened or condoning a hurtful action. It is about releasing yourself from the burden of carrying it forever. Start by making a list. You do not have to show it to anyone. This is just for you. Now, for each item on your list, practice a simple forgiveness ritual. Then, offer yourself compassion and understanding. I was doing the best I could at that moment with the resources I had. Finally, make a conscious statement of release. I release the shame and self-judgment I have been carrying. I choose to learn from this and move forward with more awareness. If worthiness is the foundation and forgiveness is the clearing of debris, then self-compassion is the act of building the house. It is how we live and breathe self-love in our daily lives. Dr. Kristen Neff, a leading researcher on this topic, defines self-compassion as having three core components: self-kindness versus self-judgment. Self-kindness is the practice of treating yourself like you would a good friend. When you make a mistake, when you feel inadequate, when you are hurting, what is your immediate internal response? To practice self-kindness, you must consciously choose the latter. The second element is recognizing our common humanity. Shame thrives in secrecy and isolation. It convinces us that we are the only ones who have ever felt this way. Self-compassion pierces that illusion. It reminds us that struggle is a universal human experience. To be human is to be imperfect. Finally, mindfulness is the practice of observing our thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. It is about holding our pain in balanced awareness. Instead of ignoring our pain or exaggerating it, we acknowledge it with calm and clarity. We can say, "This is a moment of suffering," or "pain is present right now." This non-judgmental observation prevents us from becoming over-identified with our feelings. You are not your anxiety. You are not your sadness. You are the person experiencing those feelings, and you have the capacity to hold them with gentle, compassionate awareness. Unconditional self-love is not something you achieve once and then possess forever. It is a practice. It is a commitment you renew each day through small, intentional actions. Consistency of small, simple practices creates lasting change. Start your day with intention. Before you even get out of bed, before you check your phone, before the day's to-do list rushes in, take 1 minute for yourself. Place a hand on your heart, take 3 deep breaths, set a simple intention for how you'll treat yourself today. Today, I will speak to myself with kindness. Today, I will notice my efforts, not just my results. Incorporate moments of mindful appreciation throughout your day. Savor your morning cup of tea, feel the warmth of the mug and the taste. Do a 5-minute afternoon stretch. Notice how your body feels. Appreciate your body for what it does, not how it looks. Thank your legs for carrying you. Thank your hands for creating. Thank your lungs for breathing. This shifts focus from judgment to gratitude. End your day with a gentle review. Before you go to sleep, reflect on the day not with an eye for what went wrong, but with an eye for what went right. This isn't toxic positivity, it's balancing the scales. Ask yourself, where was I kind to myself today? What is one thing I can acknowledge myself for? Acknowledging your efforts, no matter how small, reinforces that you are trying, and you are enough. Embarking on the journey of unconditional self-love is an act of profound courage. It is daring to show up for yourself in a world that often encourages you to look outward for validation and worth. It is a quiet, internal rebellion against the voices of not enough. This is not the easy path. It is the brave one. It requires vulnerability to admit where we are hurting, and it requires strength to choose a different way. Choose kindness. Choose compassion. Choose to believe in your inherent worth. There will be days when it feels impossible. There will be moments when the old, familiar voice of self-criticism is shouting, and the new, gentle voice of self-compassion is just a faint whisper. In those moments, do not despair. Do not see it as a failure. See it as an opportunity to practice. The goal is not perfection. The goal is presence. Notice when you fall back into an old pattern, and then, as gently as possible, guide yourself back to kindness. Remember, you deserve the same love you so freely give to others. You are worthy of patience. You are worthy of understanding. You are worthy of forgiveness. You are worthy of unwavering support. You are worthy of a safe harbor within your own heart. So begin today. Begin right now. Start with one small step, one kind thought, one deep breath, one moment of forgiveness. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more emotional wellness and self-care tips. Your support helps us create more content to support your journey.